Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be beginner friendly knotless box braid tutorial, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys the way I do my knotless braids and the way that works best for me, and it could work best for you guys. I already have my mannequin head pre-parted and braided up. I'm also going to be doing future videos on how I pre-part my hair, so be looking forward to that if you're interested. So now I'm just going to take the first braid down, and I just clipped up the rest away so they'll just be out of my way. And then I just go through and comb through to make sure there's no knots or anything that would keep the braid from laying flat down. And I'm using the purple Shine and Jam to lay down the hair, and I just apply it on all the sides of the braid. So I apply it on the top, the left side, the bottom, and the right side. And just make sure it's all through there. And then I just take the comb and comb through to make sure all the product is through every section evenly. So right now I'm just combing all sides, down, up, to the side, and to the other side. So here comes the important part. So you want to make sure that the gel is evenly through this section, and then what you're going to want to do is part the hair into 3 even pieces. And this section furthest to the right is going to be in your right hand, and the section furthest to your left is going to be in your left hand. And your thumb and pointer finger are going to be doing most of the work here. So what you're going to want to do is hold the hair down with your pointer finger, and then go under the middle piece and grab the left piece with your thumb. And then you're going to want to do the same thing on this side. You're going to want to hold down the hair to the scalp, go under the middle piece, and go to the right piece and grab it with your thumb. So this is where you start adding in the hair, and I have about 4 or 5 pieces of hair that I'm going to add in. So I have my first piece of hair, and I'm going to put it in between my thumb and pointer finger, and one end of the hair is going to go over, and then the other end of the hair is going to go under, and I'm just going to braid down. And then this is going to be my second piece of hair, and I'm putting it between my thumb and pointer finger again. And when I add in the hair, I create a loop in between my thumb and pointer finger so that the hair will go in tightly and it won't be saggy or anything. And this is my third piece of hair. And you want to make sure that you're braiding tightly, mostly at the top. And then I'm adding in my fourth piece of hair. And normally, as you can see, there are like flyaways on the mannequin head, and normally I would add jam to that or some other type of holding gel, but since it's a mannequin head, I don't really add that much just because it product builds up easily on mannequin heads, so I don't really add that much. So now I'm just braiding down, and as far as braiding down, it's like pretty simple. It's not that much to explain. It's just like a normal braid. You also want to make sure you're braiding down tightly if you're braiding down tightly on the top too, because you want it to look consistent all the way through. And now I'm moving on to my second one, and I'm going to be doing the same 6 steps that I did on my second one on my first one. So right now I'm just combing through the hair to make sure there's no lumps or anything that will prevent the hair from laying down flat and like slicking down. And now I'm adding my Shine and Jam, and I'm just going to add it on all the sides, the top, the bottom, the side, and the other side. And then I'm just going to comb the product through so that it will be incorporated evenly. And on a real human hair or a client, I will usually use the locked in gel. I get it from my local beauty supply store, and it's really thick and it has a nice consistency because Shine and Jam, it doesn't really hold that well, and it usually makes the curls revert back when you put it on the hair, and it doesn't make it slick down, but this works really well for me. And I'll leave a link down below in the description for all the products I use, at least most of them. I know I will leave a link for this one. And then I'll use this Shine and Jam for the parts. So I'm going to show you how I use it. I just put it in the parts like that to make the parts straight. And I also use it throughout the braid to make the braid shiny and lay down the hair. And if the locked in gel is pretty pricey, so if you just want to start with something a little cheaper, then you could get the Murray's Edge Wax. That works pretty well too. And I'm just combing through the hair to make sure the product is in there nicely. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the first braid and part the braid into, the section into 3. And then I'm going to use my thumb to grab the far right piece. Left piece, my bad. And then use my thumb to grab the far right piece. And then I'm going to add in the hair again and braid down. And then I'm going to add in some more hair. You want to make sure you're braiding tightly, especially at the top so the braid won't be saggy. And you're just going to repeat these steps over and over on each braid. So now I'm just going to keep braiding down and adding in hair, and I'm going to add 4 to 5 pieces of braid. And as I braid down, I'm going to be adding jam on my hands and just putting it on there to slick it down. And you want to do that throughout the braid because it keeps the braid shiny and it keeps it sleek. The rest of this video is just going to be me repeating the same steps over and over, and I'm going to be doing the same steps for each braid on the remaining sections. So stick with me and watch the video through because I believe the easiest way to learn is to watch over and over, then practice. At least that's the way I learned. And if you don't get it the first time, don't get discouraged because you can always come back to this video and watch it again and again as many times as you need and practice more because practice makes perfect. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you got something out of this video. If you don't get it right the first time, or you practice and it doesn't turn out right, don't get discouraged. You can always come back to this video and try again, and practice makes perfect. As you can see, I also curl the ends of my braids. I have a video on how to do that, and I'll leave the link in the description or somewhere at the top of the video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, I would like for you to leave a comment on what you would like to see next to give me some ideas.